Things just took a major turn for the Toronto Blue Jays as following yet another brutal loss. Things have gotten much worse, but we have some major Jays updates to go over today as it pertains to a few different players, including one that is very encouraging. We're going to break that down as well as discuss some interesting stats and some comments from both the players and John Schneider surrounding what has been an awful stretch of play for this team. Stay tuned for all that in this episode, folks. Before we get into it, if you're a part of the percentage who aren't subscribed to the channel, this is the place to be for daily Jays content. Obviously, the Jays are struggling right now, but if you're enjoying the daily content, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And let's dive right into it. There is a lot to go over today. Unfortunately, the Jays lost yesterday, and they've scored like 6 or 7 runs in the last 7 games or something. 7 runs in the last 9 games. They haven't been able to win any of those games, but what matters now is just the next game, and they obviously play tonight. And there's some interesting comments. I want to start with some of the big updates here before we dive into the comments. So you can see here, Max Scherzer is throwing off the mound in the Blue Jays bullpen this afternoon, and this was of course yesterday. And this is a pretty big turn of events here. Obviously, Max Scherzer has been out since his 3-inning outing, the third game of the season. And ever since that third game of the season, he's been up and down. He got some injections and then he went down for a period of time. This is the first time since the start of the season where he's been able to pitch for and throw for an extended period of time. And it seems that there actually is a chance that Max Scherzer is going to be ready soon. And we know with the moves that they made and the things that they've been doing, they've been trying to skip over the starts in order to get buy time for Max Scherzer to, of course, come out and pitch for the Jays. And it seems for once and finally they'll catch some sort of break here with Max Scherzer, knock on wood, of course, that he's going to be able to be available at some point, maybe in May, June, hopefully sooner than later. Obviously, at this point, he's just continuing to throw, continuing to ramp up, but it's a very encouraging sign. It seems that he's doing a lot better. He's pitching, he's in the bullpen, he's off of a mound now, so he's not just throwing on flat surface. It is a very good sign. You see this here, he threw off a mound Tuesday and he continues progressively increasing volume. So once he hits that volume counter that he needs to, which obviously is an internal thing, but I assume over the next couple weeks, next few weeks, we're going to start to see him ramp up and hopefully get back in soon, because they don't at this juncture have an alternative, I guess, right now. You have Casey Lawrence, who started games. He pitched yesterday. Paxton Schultz is sent down. Jake Bloss has been doing better down there in AAA, all these different things. But for Max Scherzer, with his thumb issue, he's pitching off of a mound. He looks a lot better, and it seems that and there's a good chance that he's going to be with the team, hopefully over the next few weeks, which is something they desperately need, because not only is the offense been bad, the pitching has been sneakily bad as well, giving up 10 runs against the Red Sox, giving up 11 runs all the time and things like that. So desperately needed. Now for Erik Swanson, he began a rehab assignment yesterday with Dunedin, and Ryan Burr will face live hitters Tuesday. He'll do that again Friday. So Burr was placed on the 60-day IL 2 days ago, whereas Erik Swanson, it seems he's also ramping up and he could be nearing a return soon. But we'll dive into, one of the bigger problems here, which is, of course, the Jays' offense. But as it pertains to the pitching, they're slowly getting healthier. Max Scherzer's getting healthier. Erik Swanson's getting healthier. All these guys. So to have them getting ready to come back is going to be very, very crucial and something that you desperately, desperately need for this team. Because obviously, yes, you need offense, and that is the number one thing. You can't really change that right now. You're not going to be able to add any crazy bats until the trade deadline if you go that route. And for right now, getting healthy is the number one thing. We saw Dalton Varsho play yesterday against start yesterday against Garrett Crochet, made one of the crazier catches we've ever seen, at least this season. And hopefully he'll help provide some thump to the offensive firepower of this team. But they don't have anything right now. Vladdy did hit a homer yesterday. And quick note on that Varsho catch, he was asked what was going through his mind before he made that catch. I said a profanity word. So it is good to see Varsho back in center field, but they only scored 2 runs yesterday, the Jays, and that was off of Vladdy 2-run home runs. So other than that, they've been completely, lackluster. Not even just lackluster. They've been one of the worst teams in baseball over the past 10 games. The worst offense in baseball according to many metrics. So it's a little bit scary for that, but let me know down below what your thoughts are on these updates. A couple other things. Addison Barger will be playing more third base now, John Schneider says, especially against right-handed pitchers. He's out in the field now taking ground balls with Ernie Clement. And this is kind of goes to show why they got rid of Will Wagner and sent him down. And it's simply because Addison Barger, they're going to be running him at third base. They have an abundance of outfielders right now. And in order for them to actually be able to play Addison Barger, which is something they need to do for power and all these things, he's going to have to play the infield. He's going to be taking time away from Ernie Clement, but I assume Ernie's going to start at third against lefties, and then Addison Barger is going to start on third against righties, and that's something they're going to be doing, which I don't hate. I don't love the fact that his number one strength is his arm, and he's at third base, which is good, of course, because you have to have a good arm for third base. But we've seen it in the outfield. He was starting to get more and more comfortable, but they wanted to keep Alan Rodin, who's been struggling. They wanted to keep Nathan Lucas, Miles Straw, all these outfielders. So I mean, Miles Straw, I understand. Still don't really get the Nathan Lucas love. And even Alan Roden has been very, very bad lately. So it's going to be interesting to see there. They obviously want to stack up with as much righties as they, or lefties as they can, versus righties. So bit of a sneak peek there as to their plan. But I want to dive into a couple quotes here. Schneider said he liked Bichette and Guerrero's swings tonight, but knows the Jays need to score. I think everybody wants to be the one who stops it. You know what I mean? You've got to continue to pull for one another. The work is good. The prep is good. The attitude is good. And I mean, sure, I guess at this point, that's what we're going to hold on to now. Schneider saying the attitude is good. I don't know how much more. I don't care about the attitude. We need to see results. They're now 3 games below 500. They are 13-16, and just a week or two ago, they were 12-8. So to see the horrible turn that have happened with this Toronto Blue Jays team, it is very saddening. And obviously, we knew at some point the offense was going to regress from the 5 to 9 hitters because they were doing really well to start the year, at least the bottom of the part of the order. Vladdy and Bo need to continue to improve. Vladdy's starting to get there. I think he's going to be fine. He's going to be good. Bo Bichette he's lost his power completely, which is something we'll probably have a video on. I'll have a video on soon because it needs to be studied how bad his power was. But hopefully guys like Addison Barger, some of your pitchers coming back will just help the vibe around the team, because at this point their offense is quite literally the worst in baseball. And now, to make it worse, the pitching has gotten a lot worse. The Blue Jays pitchers now top the leaderboard with 42 homers allowed this season. They are 29th in home runs with 16. So they're second last in baseball on home runs hit, and they're last in the league in home runs given up, which is something that hasn't just been a thing this year. Last year they were minus 52, meaning they hit 156 home runs and they allowed 208 home runs. So it's the point where it's not just a one season thing, a one size fits all. It's been horrible for years now, dating back to specifically last year. They give up a ton of home runs. They don't hit home runs, which is a clear recipe for failure, essentially, right now. And there's not much to be optimistic about. You just have to go out and hope. And again, yesterday's loss was terrible. It was Bowden Francis. The Jays have a bullpen game today, which, Bowden Francis didn't give them really anything in yesterday's start. It's you need to win this game. You don't have one of their aces. Of course, Garrett Crochet is their main, and really their only dominant ace. But they're now 13-16, and they're 1-8 over their last 9 games. If this type of stretch keeps up, a manager would normally lose their job. But as I said last year, there's no chance Ross should be allowed to fire a third manager. So people are going to start to be on the hot seat here soon if this continues. 1-8 over their last 9 games is absolutely ridiculous. And you see the Jays 26th in run differentials as well. So not just the home runs, not just the differential there, but in run differential, they're also bottom in the league. It's taken a horrifying turn. The team has gotten significantly worse randomly over the last 9 games. And unless the team starts to play better very, very soon, this team is going to be in for a long April and an even longer May as the schedule gets not worse, but not much better until, halfway through the summer. So let me know down below what your thoughts are on this. A bunch of updates, some encouraging updates, but what matters most right now is getting this team healthy, but allowing them to hit balls, and hopefully they can get back to normal soon. Cheers.